Welcome back, folks, to Lost Boy DG and the MA1 finale at the 2024 Pinto Lake Showdown at Pinto Lake Championship Disc Golf Course in Watsonville, California. We're flying over course hole 15 here where these guys just left off. Beautiful views of Pinto Lake in the background here. Let's do a quick score check through 10. We've got 10 to play with Devin, Rowell in the lead at 3 down. Nick, Cole, Devin, and Justin still in the mix, just a few strokes back from making big moves. Anything can happen here at Pinto. The dogs love it. They're out here to check things out. These guys are burnt out. They've played 2 rounds today, or 1.5 rounds, but we're all having fun. We're glad to be here. Let's get into the action. Kicking off this second half is hole 16 at Pinto Lake. Big, long par 4. You want to hang something out real wide around these trees that are hungry disc eaters. Big hyzer to stay safe, and in the fairway there is OB down to the right. But you essentially want to crash in. On the path is a great play to get up and down for the bird. Par is totally fine on this hole as well. Kicking us off from his sick birdie on 15 is Cole Mackinga, showing us that wide hyzer line. He wants it to get up. Not too sure where that went, but I think it did crash and stay safe. Devin Leonetti next up on the tee. Gives it a big wide hyzer around those trees. Similar deal. Just crashes in, and we're going to see where he lands. With Leonetti's forehand, you know, you can take that line on the left, but you have to kind of shoot a gap in the trees to open up a path wide enough for your forehand to fly down to the basket. That was Devin Rowell with his drive. Nick plays this hole often. He knows how wide you got to keep that thing, and hopefully it crashes down safe. If you crash too quick on this fairway, you can roll down to the right, and there's OB, although there's some logs scattered about that help mitigate that a bit. Justin throws his nice and wide. 5 of the same essential shots, and these guys are off and running for the second half of round 2. Beautiful scenery here in the back of Pinto Lake Disc Golf Course. This is kind of my favorite stretch to play, although 16 can take your lunch money. Nick's down here on the path. I believe he was actually 2 metered. So this is his third shot at the basket. Hits the fairway there and gets a bit of a roll down to the right. As you can see, that can happen for sure. You just hope it hit a log or a post or something to keep you in inbounds. Cole Mackinga here. This is his drive. What a drive. Easy pitch up to the basket as long as it stays flat. You don't want to hit on the slope. You want to try to give it enough juice that it gets up there on the flat side of the basket. Leonetti's standstill approach, precariously perched on the side of that hill. Same here with Justin. Got to stay safe if you end up here. You don't want to lose your footing and take a tumble. He's fine with it. Devin Rowell gives his approach right up to the top of the hill. Nick always in these precarious positions, looking for a gap or something to give him a break here. Looks like he's going with the patent pending little proxy upshot. Should do just fine. Surfed up the hill a bit. Good gap to get, buddy. DR here with his approach right into the tree. Ugh, disappointment. See if he can make good on the comeback here. Boinks, sits. He'll have to tap in for the bogey. Justin with his bid here. Great 3, huge 3, great scramble. We love it. Devin Leonetti looking at something similar. Boinker. And as Nick taps in his bogey putt. Cole follows up with a quick 3. Nice 2-stroke swing there for Cole. Couple more tap-ins here, and we're moving on. So 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, and a par for the card on 16. That's a pretty typical spread. Moving on to course hole 17 here. One of the more gettable birds on the course for sure. Kind of punching through these tree gaps and hoping you skirt up the hill a bit to this straight pin position. This hole's only 180 feet, par 3. Another one of the more popular aces to get out here. Cole kicks it off and unfortunately kicks a tree in the process. Kicks down to the left. That'll happen. Justin opting for the standstill forehand. Need a little bit of butter and love to get this shot to work.
Yes, sir.
And Justin's got plenty of it. Nice sit. He loves it. Big smiles. We're having fun. Devin Leonetti with the putter, possibly a mid. Good height on that. Sits just left of the basket. We definitely want to keep it up and high enough that it doesn't kick in those bushes down below and get you into trouble. Devin Rowell smooth with it. Nice shot. Gets through the tree somehow. Some of the time, if you go right, it's a poke and hope kind of situation. Nick keeps it a little low. The wind might have beat it down a little bit, but he's in that jungle in the bottom of the creek there. Here's Cole for his look at birdie after that kick. Super athletic. Saves the slip. These dry eucalyptus leaves can kind of be surfing territory if you're not careful and watch your footing. That was Nick with his pitch up after going down into the shrubbery there. And Devin Leonetti makes good on his 2 from up top. I know he loves those downhill putts. Nick with the uphill sneaks it in for his par save. Couple of easy tap-in birds for these guys, making this hole look easy. So many of these holes at Pinto look easy off the tee, and they can be deceptively hungry for bogeys. So, what a segue. This is by far my least favorite hole on Pinto Lake Disc Golf Course. I think others can verify that sentiment. This is hole 18 on the course. Dogleg right, sloping fairway to the left. That feeds you directly into OB on the left side. If you don't have your angle perfect on this hole with something that's going to stay on that angle and maybe fade out at the end a bit to give you a look at the basket, you can get into trouble if you kick one of these trees. So there's Justin Hoyt with his forehand approach. Unfortunately, that went through the left side. I don't think I got it on camera, but it peered everything, but was flying OB the whole time and never made it back in. Devin Leonetti with his forehand. I think that stayed safe. Here's DR. Lefty. Switch hitter. Stays in the fairway. Gets a little bounce and bump, but he's going to like where that is. Par is absolutely okay on this hole. No doubt about it. Cole rips one and tries to get that angle right, but like I said, he kicked that tree and kicked about a mile left into the adjacent fairways. So there's Nick with a sweet line, throwing a DGA sail, I believe. Unfortunately, it gets some cabbage at the end and stalls out. Here's Justin with his saucy approach shot. Great angle on that. Nice execution. Cole with the 2-finger pop up to the basket. Goes just long, but he should be all right. And here's Nick looking at his birdie bid. Oh, excuse me, that was for par. He did go out. You can see the orange flag there on the ground where he went out. That'll happen. You can put your disc on a perfect line for this hole, but it just doesn't work in your favor sometimes, and you can go OB left. Devin Rowell giving that a bid. Here's Devin. Banging chains for that elusive birdie on 18. Such a sick one to get. Unfortunately, Cole having that boinker problem again. He's had a tough round on the green here, but definitely happens to the best of us. I know that well. Really pretty hole, but she is violent. Couple of tap-ins here. Always good to get that hole out of the way. We're on hole 1 now, course hole 1. We're flying. By the way, big shout out to Nick Fryou for the drone shots here. He's on the card. He's providing drone shots. He is the man. So we're flying on hole 1 here. Bit of a dogleg left. You just want to kind of throw something that's going to stay straight and hyzer at the end. Hopefully get a skip under these trees here towards the basket. A lot of the time you can hyzer out pretty early and end up towards the top of the hill left of the basket, which is a pretty common place to be. Devin Leonetti kicking this hole off here with a backhand. I didn't get the shots on the fairway on this one. I wanted to kind of take some footage of these guys' throws and forms and see what that looked like. This is my first attempt at kind of putting together a full video with commentary and everything, so if you guys have bared with me this long, I very much appreciate it. This is all just an experiment for my own creativity. As Justin rips one down the fairway, here's Nick. Looks like he's throwing his grace, maybe blue grace. You definitely want to keep it low and not too high. You want something that's going to penetrate those trees and push towards the basket at the end. Cole gives it a rip and kind of doesn't like it right away. I think his shot stayed straight as we check in to the scores here through 13 holes in the round 2. Their total scores. Devin Rowell still holding the lead. Leonetti short behind with down 1. This leaderboard's all over the place and we love it. That's what keeps us amateurs, right? Here's Cole with a tricky lie, climbing in the shrubs here a bit. Looking at, I think, possibly a quake or a putter pitch out with the forehand. Leaves it a little low in the dirt. He would have liked a lot more movement on that. And unfortunately, his par save bid hits a limb. Low ceiling putt from that side of the basket. Devin pitches up. And here's Justin on a knee. Oh, what a mensch. That guy's crazy. He loves it. Justin's a good guy to have on your card, man. That guy's always positive, having fun, stoking people up, celebrating your shot. Definitely a good buddy in this disc golf racket. As DER, Devin Rowell bangs his birdie putt. Sweet stroke, very smooth. Nice placement off the tee. Here's Nick for his birdie look. Makes good. It can be a tough putt from up the hill there. There's definitely a low ceiling, and it's a tricky angle to hit, and you don't want to sail past the basket too far. Cole tapping in his bogey, unfortunately, but not the end of the world. It's definitely a common score on this hole. As we move into hole 2, what a pretty hole off the tee. This is a 300-foot par 3. A lot of OB here, left, right. There's creeks and lines that cross over the fairway on this hole. A lot of trees that you have to kind of hit a gap on. The famous thumb that we're passing through right there. This is in the short position, so you just want to hang it out enough that it floats towards the basket and you don't give yourself a low ceiling putt, but you don't want to throw it too far that you go OB long where that split rail fence is in the back there. Devin Rowell giving it a flex. He's not too stoked on it. Justin Hoyt throws into that tree as well. That tree's, you know, it's right in the middle of the fairway, perfectly placed. You either got to go left in that gap and kind of flex it around the left side of it, or try for the big hyzer right if you have the power. Nick's going to throw a proxy up the middle here. as he does so often on this hole. Probably wanted a little bit more juice on that, but that was a great line. Devin giving it a backhand bid as well. There's a forehand kind of line on this hole if you have a really touchy flex angle on your forehands.
Wow.
But you risk clearing out to the right, OB on the road. Here's Cole lining up his shot. Killer line right up the middle of the fairway. That thing sails forever. Kicks the base of the tree at the end, but kicks him in the right way towards the basket.
All you gotta do is ask.
What a pretty hole. Here's Nick looking to get up and down for his par. Good little jumper approach shot there. Puts it under the basket. There is OB that surrounds the basket. You can kind of see a wooden post in the back there. Justin's definitely got that in mind for this birdie bid as he floats it. Nice flex putt towards the basket. Does it stay safe? Yes, it does. Justin gets all the breaks. Here's Devin lining up his birdie putt. Boinkers all day. It's a boinker circus out here. Cole from a knee. This is where he landed off the tee. Forget the 3. He's going for the deuce. Nice 2 on that one.
Yep.
Devin Rowell taps in his par on hole 2. As do these guys. Everybody stayed safe. That's a celebration in itself. And we're moving on to hole 3. I believe Cole went to go look for the disc that kicked left on hole 18. These guys are going to give him a hand here. Hole 3 at Pinto Lake is a 231-foot par 3. Definitely a sloping fairway, as so many of these holes are, down to the left. And you betcha OB's down there as well. You want to laser something up the middle of this fairway, but something that's not going to fade out too hard at the end. If you can keep your landing straight, that's in your favor. If you have the forehand, you want to keep it mellow as well, because you don't want to spike too hard and roll left down to that OB. Here's Cole with a real nice putter shot. Gets a little bit of a kick, but I think it was okay. Rowell going with that lefty. He only pulls it out when he absolutely needs it.
Pretty nice, man.
And I think he hit a little cluster of grass there that kept him from rolling down all the way. So that's what I'm talking about with that lefty hyzer or forehand line. Justin gives this a nice slow rip. Likes the way it stayed put. And Nick's throwing his soul here. A little bit high. Definitely stalls out quick. And I've been there plenty of times right there on that left patchy grass. Devin opts for the forehand and skips up a bit. I think he's going to like that. The farther up the hill you can get, you know, this basket's perched to the right, and it's definitely tricky to access. So, again, par is totally fine on this hole for this division. As Justin makes his approach up the hill. Looks like there were only 2 birdies on this hole during this final round in MA1, so really no surprise there. I'm surprised there was even a couple of them, if you want to know the truth, as Cole approaches the basket from midway down the slope. Here's Devin's drive. He's got to look at the birdie, but it's a scary one, and he's probably circles edge, gives it a soft bid. It checks up quick. He'll pitch in for his par save there. Nick got a nasty flare down to the left, a little bit deeper down the hill than you want. Nick will tell you that 3 is maybe not one of his favorite holes at Pinto. As Devin taps in his par. Devin Leonetti, that is. Devin Rowell is asking the guys about moving his disc back a couple inches because Devin Leonetti's upshot hit it and moved it, and so you wanted to make sure his marker was in the right place. Couple of tap-ins here as we move on from hole 3 into hole 4. Another technical hole at Pinto Lake Disc Golf Course. This is 195 feet, par 3 through the woods. A lot of oaks and spindly little trees on this hole that you have to punch through. This middle gap is probably the most popular route to take. Some folks will take a big forehand hyzer shot, left to right over everything if you've got it, maybe a thumber. But it's kind of an awkward ceiling to try anything overhand.
Eyes up. Four.
Cole gives it a forehand bid, leaks out to the right on the road, and might have flashed some fellow disc golfers there. Devin Rowell into the left side, a little bit of an early release on that one. Justin tries to give it a forehand flex shot through the gap to access that hole, but comes up a little bit short. And Devin trying to emulate the same thing. Gets much more of a flare through that it looked like, but maybe not much more. Nick with that sole again through the gap, a little bit low, caught some duff. As long as you get through the gap or have a straight look at the basket, you're kind of happy on this hole. This is one you feel like you should be getting, but not a lot of people really do when it's in this position. Nick for his birdie look. Boinker! We got boinkers for sale, folks. Leave them in the comments below how many boinkers you would like. Here's Justin trying to make good on that gap hit. The jumper, the stumper, the big-brained thumper. Who is this guy? He makes putts. This is what we do out here, is I believe what he said earlier when he made his putt on 1 as well. So good for you, Justin Hoyt. Cole gets a boinker and a bit of a roll away knurl there back to the path. He's had a tough one on the green this round for sure. Just missing low. Chains out on the left side there on that comeback putt. The guy's a trooper, though. Here's Nick making good on his par comebacker. And Devin Leonetti looking to make good on that sweet, sweet par. Excuse me. I thought he got prepared. Devin Rowell tapping in for his par. And score check through 17 holes on round 2. We got Devin Rowell holding down that lead at 4 down. He's got a 3-stroke break on the rest of the guys right now at least, but anything can happen because we're moving back up to the top of the meadow here. Hole 5, 351-foot par 3. Wide open fairway as it seems, but there is some left side OB and a lot of trees that hang over the fairway on the right side that you want to kind of get under or over or to the side of without skipping left OB. So here's Justin kicking us off here with that 6-6-2 on number 4. I know Justin throws a lot of MVP axiom, but I'm not totally sure what this mold is. He keeps it nice and straight. Might be a photon. Devin Rowell, same deal. Nice big bomb that stays straight and has a soft finish at the end. One of our illustrious pedestrians we have on the course here. A lot of people in this park utilizing it for recreation, just like we are. Devin Leonetti's not shook. He rips a forehand out there to the fairway, lands nice and safe up by the basket. This is a rip of a hole. Even this short pin position takes some gas to get there for sure. As Nick throws his favorite orange grace. Here's Cole rounding out the spot. Super smooth form. I feel like I could watch these Atascadero kids throw all day long. Nick looking at his birdie. from deep C2. Gives it a little jumper. Nice line, just a little bit short. Fades out. He should be able to get up and down for par. Justin trying to run it back on the jumper. Hates it out of the hand. And Rowell trying to do the same. The wind can be a little bit greedy up here for sure. It can kind of beat down your putts or take something a little farther than you intended. Great putt from Cole there. Great bounce back getting the 2 on this hole. That is huge. This is such a sick 2 to get. Nice job, buddy. Nick tapping in his par. Justin and Devin Rowell doing the same. As we move on to hole 6 at Pinto Lake, what do you know? Another wide open fairway. Psych, it's pretty narrow. Not that narrow, but there is OB right and left, which definitely shrinks this fairway quite a bit in your brain. We're playing the par 4 position. This is 525 feet away from the tee. We're passing the par 3 position basket there on the right side of the screen, but this par 4 pin is tucked away in this grove of oaks here. Definitely tricky to access on your second shot. All depends on your placement here. Devin rips a forehand. Unfortunately, even though it was a Nuke OS, I believe, it burned out and stayed straight and didn't really have the hook at the end that he needed to stay safe. Cole ripping one out here down the middle of the fairway. It's a tricky play, though, because you don't want to flare out left like he might be doing. I believe he stayed safe, though, but just rode the line of that left side OB. Here's Justin with his drive. Justin's got a pretty cool form, too. Very, very unique for sure. Definitely knows how to work the angles of his disc and trusts that, and he's a solid player because of it. Devin Rowell ripping one nice and wide out to the right. Big fade at the end, but it stays safe. He used all the fairway on that one. Nicky Parks looking to park this par 4 and doesn't. So he just lays up in that standard landing zone instead. Should have a look at the green from there. Here's Devin for his 3rd shot after going OB. Big wide forehand again that kind of sneaks in there. You definitely, if you have the forehand power to kind of punch through those trees, you can utilize it because it's definitely the safer play if you're hanging it wide. Here's Nick for his approach into that green. His halo sidewinder into a headwind. Go figure. Beautiful shot, beautiful line, great height. You definitely hope for a little bit of a left flare at the end so it can, you know, hook around those trees a bit and get close to the basket, but I think he's going to like where he's at just fine. Justin, after a rip off the tee, burns over his approach shot a little bit, but there are some trees there that can be favorable and kick you to the left a bit, and I think that's what happened for him. There's Cole with his approach. And Rowell looking to make good on his approach shot for the bird as well. Nice height. Maybe needed a little bit more juice. It looks like it's just at the front of the green there. Here's Justin for his birdie look after burning his disc over, but he did hit the tree and kick towards the basket. Unfortunately misses that 3 bid, but that's okay. He'll get up and down for the par. Devin, same deal. Great approach shot after going OB, but unfortunately misses his save for par there.
Nice.
And Tricky Nicky loves those birds. Great putt, buddy. That was for the 3, the only one on the card, I believe. As Devin Rowell leaves it a little low. And Cole, sorry, buddy, those boinkers. I've been cursed by the Pinto boinker, and it is not your favorite place to be when it comes to trying to make moves on a tournament here. So Justin taps in for his par. as does Devin Rowell. And we're moving into the final hole of this final round at the Pinto Lake Showdown. This is hole 7 on the Pinto Lake Disc Golf Course. 320 feet, par 3. Another one of these famous open fairways that are deceivingly tricky because they've got OB lining the left and right sides. You want to try to flex something a little bit that's definitely going to come back at the end, but you're playing with that left side OB. Otherwise, it's a straight shot, maybe a fairway or a slow speed driver to get down there and set yourself up. Yeah. Great round from these guys. They all got along very well the whole time. Kudos, boys. It's fun hanging out with you. Appreciate you letting me take some video footage. Nick kicks us off after that birdie. Throws his grace for one final time today. Justin with those sweet angles he loves to play with so much. A nice flex over the OB. Comes back and I think stays left of the basket. But definitely using the biggest part of the fairway there on that shot. Here's Devin Rowell with his drive. This got away from him a little bit. Burnt over to the right side and hit one of those oak trees and kind of plopped down right near the OB line to the right. But it also slopes, so you can get a bit of a roll to the right as well. So if you can avoid the right side of this hole, I would advise to do so. Leonetti with a forehand rip. Super cool forehand rip. Nice shot. Way to close out the round with a cool drive. Cole looking to get there. Throws a straight shot at it that leaks a little bit left, but I think he's close to pin high on that one. Here's Nick with his approach shot. Pulls out the proxy for that purpose. Nice, slow, smooth bid. Gets it right where he wants it. Justin needs this to stay in second place. Long bid for birdie. How clutch is that? This is what we do out here. Yeah, buddy. Super clutch. Great putt. Keeps him definitely in the podium and I believe in second place currently as we close out this hole. And ladies and gentlemen, your MA1 champion, Devin Rowell, with his tap-in bogey, finishes 3 down for the tournament, and it was enough to maintain the lead. As Devin Leonetti taps in his birdie putt on 7. So Devin Leonetti and Justin Hoyt found themselves tied for second. Devin Rowell takes the win with a 3 down, sick day. Nuckies from Nicky Parks. Nick maintains his spot in 4th, I believe. So these guys are talking about the tiebreaker to claim second place, or a second place trophy and a third place trophy. These guys were so burnt out. They were passing hole 8 here where they originally started and decided they were just going to play the par 4 position on hole 8 to declare a winner. Here's Justin kicking off that playoff. Big rip down the fairway. Nice and high and wide and spikes in right in the middle. Devin with that sick forehand. I don't know how his rotator cuff is even still attached. He rips it down the fairway. Same deal. Just a mirrored image of Justin's shot. And Justin with the approach. Looks like a fairway or mid that he's throwing at that basket. I think he's close to circle's edge with that one. And Devin just continuing to mirror what Justin does with a forehand. Throws his approach a little bit wide. But it spikes in and he should find himself near circle 1. And here we go. Here's Justin Hoyt to grab the birdie and force Devin Leonetti to make a move. What insanity. This guy is clutch. Justin Hoyt, he can't be stopped. He's been hot on the green all day, and it pays off. And unfortunately, Devin hits off the top of the basket. Justin Hoyt claims the second place trophy with his birdie on 8. Nice show of respect and sportsmanship there. These guys are cooked and they're ready to get back to Tournament Central. And there you have it, folks. That is the standings for Mixed Amateur 1. Devin Rowell with the sick win. Justin Hoyt and Devin Leonetti tied for second. And Nick Fryou coming in 4th place. Here we are back at Tournament Central, just catching some tournament vibes. You can see Manny Torres in the background there helping out with Top Roll Disc Golf. Ian's son, who ran this event and has been grinding this year for his namesake, Top Roll Disc Golf. A couple, some B-roll footage here. There's the legendary Dave Sunu, Pinto local and all-around great guy. Cody Brookman in the back, Top Roll Disc Golf team member, messing around with Ian. There's the trophies. Real fun day out here at Pinto Lake. The weather was awesome. Everybody's in a good mood. I know there were some rough rounds out there, but it's hard to have a bad time playing disc golf on the West Coast with your friends. Look at these guys cheesing. Josh Fryou, Nick's brother. David Branson in the back there with McCoy Tyler and Anthony DeFranco. Santos Gomez and Avi Gomez. Look at him. A couple of legends. They've had a great year as a father-son disc golf team.
Hoyt and Devin Leonetti. Woo! You won. 2nd place, Justin Hoyt. Woo! Yeah. In 3rd place, Devin Leonetti.
Ian presenting awards to 2nd and 3rd place.
In 1st place, Devin Rowell.
And the man, Devin Rowell, nice shooting, buddy. Great job. Way to take it down. It was a sick win to get for sure. Thanks so much to anyone tuning in. I had a fun time experimenting with this video and look forward to putting out more in the future. Take care and much love.
That was it for Pinto Lake Showdown 2024, sponsored by Top Roll Disc Golf. That was LOSTBOY DG. Tune in next time for the next video.